Path of Exile 2 guide. In this case, we got Invoker Monk Lightning Broom build. Why the Lightning Broom? Because you swing the broom and one-shot everything on a map in a straight line. Let's not waste time, let's go. Let's start from itemization first. The staff that you're gonna need is pretty much simple, as high as DPS as you can acquire, with plus all to melee skills, and if you can, mana leech would be also great. As far as rings and amulet go, we want rings with as high life as possible, with some flat add to lightning or physical damage, as well as resists. Also, mana regen is quite nice. Same applies for the second ring as well. For the amulet, we want evasion percentage raise, we want energy shield, we want life, and we want either critical hit chance or critical hit damage. As far as the belts go, of course, plus 3 to all charms, and we go with life, chaos resist, and perhaps, if you can find, stun threshold. As far as the charms go, we're going with anti-freeze charm, we're gonna go with anti-poison charm, and we're gonna go with flat chaos resist charm only if your chaos is not maxed out. If it is, you can opt in for immunity to stuns. For helmet, armor, gloves, and boots, we all go for full evasion rating and energy shield, as high as possible. We want huge energy shield and huge life. For the helmet, it's pretty much classic. What we want is life and all resists. For the body armor, all we care about is maximum evasion rating and energy shield as we can get. Ideal is above 900, so we can proc spirit and auras, because this build doesn't use spirit from items, but from the Ascendancy. Later on about it. As far as other stats on body armor go, stun threshold, life, evasion, and energy shield, including the chaos resist, are mandatory. For the gloves, mana leech is great, of course, all resists, and if you can find some gloves that give plus 2 melee skills, even better. For the boots, high movement speed, all resists, and some attributes to raise dexterity or intelligence. Now let's go to the skill tree. We're gonna start with Ascendancy. The very first points that you're gonna take is I am Thunder into the Invoker. Then you're gonna go for an I Shall Rage. After that, we're going for criticals with Sunder My Enemies, and once you acquire armor with above 900 evasion rating, you will go for Lead Me Through the Grace for your last 2 final points. Because this one enables spirit from equipment instead of amulet and other stuff that gives spirit. Now all your spirit will come from body armor. The higher evasion energy shield, the bigger the spirit, the more auras we can equip. This would be the full skill tree for our Invoker Lightning Broom Monk, and this is how it's supposed to look like. It's quite big. You need level 90 for this skill tree to actually work. For the entire build to work, you gotta reach level 90. Now we go with leveling progress in order. We're gonna start through here, go through evasion and maximum energy shield. We're taking step like mist, then we're gonna go to the mindful awareness, then we go down to the flow like water. We take crashing wave, flow state, and essence of the storm immediately after that. Once we're done with this segment of the tree, we're going through crashing wave. We're taking mini node for critical hit chance. We're going up here all the way to the moments of truth where we get critical. Then we're going down, up here. We're going into this segment in the skill tree now. We're gonna take Killer Instinct and tenfold attacks. After we're done with that, we're taking the jewel slot. You can see the jewel that you need to have on a monk. These are the stats you're looking for. The other jewels later on would be like this. Pause when you need to. And the last jewel on a skill tree would be like this. In other words, you want lightning damage, critical damage, physical attack, all around attacks, everything that boosts your attack and damage or crits with quarter staffs. So those would be the 3 jewels that you're gonna need. So we are at this jewel now. After we're done with this entire segment here, we're gonna go up and we're gonna take criticals with True Strikes for the jugular and Deadly Force. Once we're done with this part, we're going up. Here we're gonna take Deep Trance and we're gonna take Inner Fate on the left side. On the right side we're gonna take Overload. Then we're climbing all the way up where we're gonna take Branching Bolts and Lightning Quick. Now we're done with this entire mid segment and it's time to slowly transfer towards this segment over here. Here from the jewel in the middle we're going up and we're taking Spectral Ward so we get more energy shield. Once we're in the middle here, we're gonna go down and we take the entire lightning skill tree over here with Endless Circuit, Wild Storm, and Exposed to the Storm, which will boost our damage dramatically. Now, when we're done with the lightning and we're done with this middle section, we're going down where we're gonna take Throat Seeker to increase critical hit chance. Then we're going down. We're taking the Quarterstaff, Whirling Assault, then we're gonna take Martial Artistry, and then we're scaling all the way up from the right side with Knockback and Stun Build-up, up to the one with the River, which will increase our defenses by 30%. And then we're done with the Quarterstaff. We'll leave the final segment here for the last. Now we're gonna go up. We're taking small nodes, we're taking critical hit damage here with a Careful Assassin, 2 more points for the final jewel, which would be here, and then we're transferring down to the final segment of the skill tree where we're gonna go up here. We're taking Enhanced Reflexes to increase evasion rating even further. You gotta have huge evasion. And then we're going to the right where we're gonna take Heartbreaking, Heart Stopping for the extra criticals. And once you decide to reach over level 90, so 91 to 3, we're gonna take Struck Through. And that's about it. Later on, if you really want to max things out, you want to also go for the Bestial Skin on level 96. And that sums up the entire skill tree for the monk, the Invoker Lightning Broom Monk. What about the gems? For the Quarterstaff Strike, we're going with Ruthless, Overpower, Close Combat, Heft, and Super Critical. For the Unbound Avatar, we're going with Persistence, Cold Mastery, and Fire Mastery. Unbound Avatar, in combination with a Charged Staff, will raise your damage by 3 or 4 times. So instead of 75,000 DPS on your main stat, now you're gonna deal 250k DPS, which is absolutely huge, but you need both of these to proc before fighting the boss. You only keep those 2 Unbound Avatar, and Charge Staff when you're fighting the boss. So the Unbound Avatar, we finished with that one. Now the main ability would be, of course, Charge Staff. This is our main damage dealing spell, and this is how you deal damage with a Lightning Broom. Now, as far as the Charge Staff goes, we're gonna go with Innervate, Maim, Perpetual Charge, and Mana Bounty. This is your damage boost, and you need power charges to unlock the Charge Staff. How do we get power charges? By rolling. When enemies hit the shade, you're gonna get power charges. Very simple to do and very simple to acquire power charges on this build. And we already know that in this game you're gonna roll non-stop, so you're gonna have power charges non-stop, which means you're gonna trigger charge stuff non-stop. As far as Wave of Frost goes, that would be your escape ability and also freezing enemies. Okay, in combo, how you should play would be the Frozen Locust into Wave of Frost, and that's how you cover most of the ground. So you open up with this, continue with this, roll out, and then strike. Your entire full combo consists out of 3 skills to evade all attacks, and you got 3 to evade and to have control over the battlefield. So for the Wave of Frost, we're going with Magnified Effect, Frost Nexus, and Inevitable Critical, so we can freeze more often. And now the Storm Wave would be your main damage dealing ability. So Storm Wave, what we want is Martial Tempo, Primal Armament, Lightning Infusion, Overcharge, and at the end, once you unlock the final slot, it's gonna be Lightning Mastery to raise your damage even further. What happens with this? Lightning chains to all enemies that you hit, or better to say, you're gonna proc the entire screen, like you've seen in the beginning of this video. This build is absolutely crazy on single target damage, especially against bosses. Now we go into auras. We need Ghost Dance, okay, for extra evasion. What we're gonna put in the Ghost Dance would be Fast Forward, Herbalism, and Precision for extra accuracy. We need Wind Dance for extra evasion. This one is for Energy Shield, this one is for evasion. So Wind Dance, we're gonna have Cannibalism, Pin, and Quill Burst. These two in combination will practically make you unkillable. And I'm not joking around when I say it, you are unkillable. Because you always have huge evasion and huge energy shield that keeps resetting while you are in combat. Extremely good combo out of Wind Dancer and Ghost Dance. We can also call this build Lightning Broom Dancing Monk. Call it however you like, it's very good, it's very OP, and that's about it. For the offensive auras, we're gonna use Herald of Ice and Herald of Thunder. For the Herald of Ice, we're gonna get Blind, Consecrated Effect, Ice Bite, and Cold Penetration. For the Herald of Thunder, we're gonna take Elemental Focus into Lightning Penetration, into Long Shot, and at the end we're gonna finish with Conduction. You don't need to max the gems out or the slots. This build easily kills everything that exists with only one 6-link, and that would be your main damage dealing spell with Storm Wave. For the final part, the Lingering Illusion, we're gonna take Profusion support. Lingering Illusion is very simple. I told you, like, you roll and you get power charges, you trigger Charge Staff and Unbound Avatar at the same time, and you deal enormous amount of damage. Now to speak a little about the build and what it's for and how it goes. You will be very weak at the start, kinda good at the starts of the map. During the campaign you'll be weak. Once you're level 80 or so, you're gonna start to feel the true power of this build when you start one-shotting bosses. What are the pros of this build? Extremely tanky, unkillable, huge single target damage. Great for trials, both trial with Sekemas and with a trial master. Crazy good against pinnacle bosses. What are the cons of this build? A bit expensive, You need like 50 Divines gear in order for this build to work. On top of it being like mid-tier expensive, also it lacks huge clear. So you gotta position well, you gotta accumulate monsters in front of you, you gotta know how and when to dodge, and once they all start running towards you, it's an easy clear. But if you think how you're gonna play this build and rushing through enemies, it won't happen until you have a build out of like 50 divines and you have huge life, energy, shield and evasion. That's how it is. During level 80 you'll be squishy. When you're level 90 you'll be unkillable. Another con and the last con of this build, it's mana hungry. So you gotta search huge mana regen or huge mana leech on your gear. Unfortunately, that's how it is, but it pays off because you finish all boss fights in less than 5 seconds, including all pinnacle bosses. The best thing about this build, and the thing that I like the most, is how easy it is to do the trials and farm currency through the trials. This is one omega save build for all trials in the game. That would be the Lightning Broom Monk build for the Season 2 Dawn of the Hunt in Path of Exile 2. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like, share and subscribe, and I'll be seeing you on the next one. Thanks for watching.